Morning, RJ. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Ron. I'm doing well. How about yourself, my friend?
Doing great. So today's really exciting. We're going to kick off the start of a three-part series about AI. So for those of you that didn't see, go back and watch our previous CI. There was one that RJ and I did just recently that was getting started. How does your business get started? How do we even get started in AI, right? And the big takeaway from that is get help, right? Get an AI-enabled partner and get help because you don't know what you don't know. And if you get a partner, worst case, you can work with someone like Forensic Commerce or Clarity for free, and we can sit down with you and we can talk about how customers we're working with are benefiting from AI, and we can learn a little bit about your business and help you figure out how you can engage AI and how AI can help your organization. It's really difficult for you to come up with a budget, risk analysis, and an ROI if you have absolutely no idea what it costs, what you're going to do with it, or how you're going to benefit from it, right? But one of the big studies that RJ found last time was the Boston Group came out and basically said, and there were two different, and I don't remember which one, the Boston Group, but the two stats in the previous one was that 74% of organizations that try to get into the AI game alone fail. And the other one was that organizations that are really truly embracing AI are experiencing 1.5 times revenue. So that's what we're trying to help you with. We're trying to help you not become one of the 74%, and we're trying to help you become ones that increase your revenue by 1.5 times. So this three-part series, it's going to be three parts. The first part of getting prepped and into the AI game is today, figuring out why and when to start the project. Number two, figuring out who and what, who's involved in your team, who do you engage, all that kind of fun stuff. And the third one and the last one is figuring out your success in your next step. How do we measure success? How do we know it's working? How do we put plans and tests and evaluation processes in place that continuously measure and tell us where to take AI and where it should grow? Because that's one of the benefits of AI is AI can intelligently tell you where to go and where to grow and what additional benefits are out there. So let's go ahead and kick it off. So I mentioned partner, RJ. Talk to us about that. Why do we engage the partner?
Yeah, well, I mean, the space in AI is so dynamic and so rapidly changing. It is very difficult to stay on top of the not only the applications that are out there and what are they best suited to sort of solve for, but also all the various business cases that one could test. And the what we found to be incredibly important is that you need to start with success. It's finding the low hanging fruit, so to speak, so that organizationally you can demonstrate success early on, whether it's a proof of concept or a smaller project or whatever it is, because then that is building positive momentum. And it sort of, everyone has this. View of AI, and I don't know if it's neutral or negative or positive, but showing that it can be positive, showing that it's beneficial, showing that it's helping the organization, that it's improving efficiencies, that people are actually enjoying what they're doing, that it's making their work better and easier
Yeah.
is really important. And understanding how to do that is a really difficult task that unless you have dedicated headcount focusing on AI, which would be, I think, unusual for an organization that hasn't started doing anything with AI. You need a
Right.
partner that's doing that to come in, that's got that experience, that's had those sort of applications and seen how to optimize for success. So this is probably the most critical component of leaning into a partner that I've come across in my career, because this is just something that is so, like I say, so quickly evolving that it's incredibly difficult to stay on top of. So a partner does that and can bring sort of the best of the best to the organization so that you're set up for success early, which is going to help you get to success in the long term also.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing you and I've talked about quite a bit in our recent conversations about AI is that most of the hesitation about AI is some of the fear, right? If I open up the door, it's going to walk through and become a robot and take over my job, right? It's going to disrupt everything I've known. It's going to, tip the apple cart, whatever cliche you want to throw, right? But I think you mentioned it to me this morning. You were talking about how Jeff Bezos was talking about getting buy-in from your team,
Yeah.
because if they don't buy in and you try to shove something down their throats, then the likelihood of that becoming a success and truly being adopted and becoming a key component to help growth is not very likely, right? So one of the things that the partner can do, it's really hard for a CEO or a leader to go in and go, we're going to adopt this, and here's how it's going to be great, if they don't even know anything about it. And like you said, that's
Yep.
what the partner does. The partner comes in and brings and says, here's how these 27 clients we've been helping or benefit. And here's how it's helping their revenue. Here's how it's helping their growth. Here's how all we're doing is replacing the bicycle as the delivery truck, and we're bringing in a new, faster truck. We're not trying to replace the delivery driver. We're just trying to make their job more
Yep.
efficient, right? And you and I've talked about this. AI is basically a computer, right? Computers changed the world. It didn't take over. It still requires us to run the computers. The computers just make our lives better, faster, more efficient, and do some of those tedious tasks for us. That's what AI can do. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the mindset, right? You got to get your leadership mindset to lead this and adopt this. So the most important thing for me, once you pick a partner, so you can kind of figure out how AI can be used. And so now we as an organization decide we're going to use and adopt AI, is get executive buy-in early. All the leaders have to be buy-in, because they're the ones that then distribute that excitement, that motivation to the rest of the teams, right? And one of the things that you'd mentioned about Jeff Bezos' comment earlier, you said something around the effect. Matter of fact, why don't you tell them? You said something about they don't necessarily need to do what they said, just they need to be validated and heard.
Yeah,
about that,
yeah.
right?
I believe his model was sort of, disagree and commit. And what that means is it's not every business decision you're going to get 100%. Everyone's going to say, yes, that's exactly what we should do. You're going to have some people that,
Right.
hey, we should go left. Some people are going to say we should go right. Some people are going to say we should go in the middle. But what the most effective strategy is let everyone, this is for the leaders. This isn't the whole organization at this point in time, but get their opinion. What did they think? If they get an opportunity to say, hey, I want to do this, or I don't want to do this, or whatever it is, it's at least they've been able to sort of voice their opinion. Their opinion's been heard. Their opinion's been like sort of,
Considered.
accepted, considered. Yeah, exactly. But then there's a decision that's being made by the CEO or the board or whatever it is that we are going to
Right.
do. Yes, understood. I hear you, and I appreciate that. But in the sort of the best interest of the business, we are going to do this, and we do need you to be a part of this. So it's giving that opportunity. So to your point, what you said earlier, not just trying to quote unquote force it down someone's throat, which is going to create resistance and friction and a lot of things that aren't going to be helping with enabling success. So doing that, and that's easier to do in a smaller group, and to your point, start with the leadership and then have the leadership sort of bring it down into the groups that they're working with. And also, through this process, a good partner is going to help the client identify the group to do something small with. So it isn't even the entire organization, but the leadership should be aware, the leadership should be aligned, and then that's going to really sort of enable the process to start in the best manner.
Yeah. So speaking about starting the process, here's kind of how we start. So the first thing we need to do is we need to do what I call the AI use case definition, identification, right? And that's where the partner can come in, because if I'm a new organization and it's RJ and I, and we got 10 of our buddies and we started a small company and we don't know anything about AI, it's going to be really difficult for RJ and I to come up with ideas on where are we going to use AI and how are we going to benefit from it. And that's where the partner comes in. So the partner can come in and say, here are the 10 different ways that we see organizations benefiting from AI. Are any of these applicable to you? Could any of these be helpful for you? Things like customer support. What if we automated customer support? So you have 24/7 customer support. So AI could be voice recognition after hours. So somebody after hours can call in and go, hey, it's Ron. Whatever identification has to happen. Can you tell me how much I owe on my bill? Yes. Would you like to pay your bill now? And they can pay online afterwards in an automated response, or they can open up help desk tickets, or they can get good kinds of information, or they can have automated appointments set up with the doctor for the next day to see which doctor's available after hours. All those kinds of things that improve customer service and customer support. So that's one, automated chat bots, voice recognition, auto responses, things like that. You move over into the sales and marketing organizations. You've got lead scoring and email personalization and delivering assets and information about their accounts and automated notifications. You've got operations with inventory and low inventory prediction, and automation of inventory, and automation of notifications and shipping. And there's all kinds of things. You go over to HR and there's resume screening. AI is being heavily used in resume screening, right? Determining customer and employee sentiment. How do you know if your employees are happy? Well, you have AI monitor the suggestion box and reading through things. And once it starts seeing things pop up, it can automatically summarize that information, bring it back, and send an email to the leadership and management team on a weekly basis. So instead of them, especially if you have a large number of employees, how do you track and know how all the employees are doing, right? It's very difficult because you got independent managers and leaders meeting with and knowing pockets of information about their own employees. But a lot of times, because they have their own autonomy, they think they can take care of things internally, and then all of a sudden things fester beyond their control and employees talk amongst each other and it becomes much bigger. So how does the entire organization know all of that that's going on? Well, suggestion box, feedback from different, as those managers upload their feedback from the different one-on-ones and meetings with their employees, AI can be looking through that, looking for hot spots bubbling up in different areas and reporting summaries back. And AI is really good about that, right? So the great thing about the partner comes in with the leadership team and sits down and says, hey, here's the 20 different ways we could potentially use AI. And then it gets their feedback, like you just said, right? Now the leaders can go, well, gosh, in my area, these are the 5 different things we're having issues with. And then with a partner who's actually implemented, knows how AI works really well, the partner can say, well, it can't really help with these 2 very well. It's not a creative tool. You can't sit it down and tell it to create a painting from scratch. You can, you have to feed it a lot of parameters. I need a picture that contains this and this and this and this. And then it's really good about putting things together, right? So they can sit down with that leadership team and start talking about the different areas that it can help. Then these leaders turn into stakeholders for this overall arching AI project, right? And now these stakeholders, like you just said, RJ, can start giving their input. These are the issues that we're having. These are the areas that we'd like to improve upon. Are any of these areas that AI could come in and be helpful? And that's how the partner can help start articulating what these potential future projects, AI projects, might be, right? And then why don't you take the number 2 on that UI case on, picking a place to start?
Well, I think, Ron, I mean, like you probably just covered off on 10 potential use cases just right there, right? So there's, and that's part of the challenge in this, is there's so many potential applications. Just how do you figure out and define where you start? So you want to identify, and to your point, this is what a partner is going to help do, is understand where's the biggest, some of the biggest opportunities, right? In sort of being able to use AI to automate manual processes and do a lot more efficient collection of information and analysis of information and summarizing information to the right people. And then taking that piece and marrying it to, okay, what's the business impact? What's the outcome of that, right? I mean, that's in a high level way, it's sort of a light version of an ROI, right? Like where are you going to get the best return for this in a small project, and something that can be somewhat contained in a way, so you can start with something that's manageable and do that. So that's what a partner is going to help to do, is to sift through all these different potential applications and to identify 1, 2, or 3 that should be maybe the first phase priority. And then, you very well could end up with leadership of multiple different leaders saying, I want to be the pilot, or I want to, like, how do you identify and then sort of put together a phased approach? Okay, we're going to start here. That goes well, we're going to go there. That goes well, we're going to go there. And then you get that buy-in. But identifying that is really a key piece of this initial success, because that's what's going to, again, start the adoption and utilization of AI with positive momentum, which is then going to carry forward. So I think that's really critical, that the partner can help with that, leverage that experience to really, put that plan together at a high level, and then, identify those 1 or 2 quick wins and move forward with that. And that's going to really then frame it up to where, okay, everybody's on board at this point in time, and we know where we're going to start, why we're starting there, what we want the improvement to be. And now it's about, okay, let's move on to really prepping for this in a way. And I think that's where we start thinking about, okay, and this is another piece of the sort of the discovery is, all right, what data is there that we're going to start, data and information, that sort of stuff we're going to utilize. So with the data piece, Ron, I think maybe that would be a good one for you with the stuff that you're already doing right now around when you're talking about data ingestion, data collection, that sort of stuff to utilize for the AI. Okay, what does that look like?
Yeah. So Clarity has an AI product called OpenRails, and RJ's team and us, we use OpenRails to implement and help build AI projects and train LLMs for companies like yourself, right? And so the next piece of this, let's say we, as RJ just said, we pick a prototype or we pick a proof of concept for one of the teams or two of the teams, right? So then what we can do is we need to figure out, and the partner can help with this as well, we need to figure out what data we have and what data is ready. So one of the proof of concepts that typically we do with OpenRails is to prove that AI can work and to truly get adoption. A lot of times what we're doing is we're building these chatbots, and a lot of these chatbots are internal, right? Because what AI does really well, if you think about an employee, right? We hire a brand new employee. They're out of college. They got a master's degree. They know a lot about they know a little bit about a lot of different things, but they don't know anything about your business, right? And so the first thing you do is, it takes 2 or 3 months to train them, to get them up to speed. But one of the first things you do is you go, okay, here's the directory with 75,000 videos and 75,000 white papers. Go ingest and try to remember all of this stuff. It does, employees don't do very well. They have to get in and things have to be impactful. It has to mean something to them. They have to see it in action for them to retain it, right? So that's why it takes 2 or 3 months to get employees up to speed. Well, AI, as one of your employees, doesn't take that long to get up to speed. RJ just used the word ingestion. I love that word, right? AI and OpenRails, we can set up OpenRails to ingest all your white papers, to ingest your help desk tickets, to ingest your videos, transcripts, meeting notes, all of that information. And the great thing about AI is it's got perfect photographic memory. It remembers everything. It's got access to everything. It doesn't lose any of that data. And it can go through and analyze all that data in seconds. So you could go through and your company could be in business for 35 years. And you could say, hey, has there ever been a time in business that we've ever had a Q1 that had less than X in revenue or less than X growth? Because this Q1 now, I just need to know, is it Trump and his tariffs that's affecting us right now? Or is this something that's happened before and we came out of it? I'm worried. Do I need to make business decisions on what's going on right now with the market? Well, you can go ask AI that. AI can come back in a matter of seconds and go, yes, as a matter of fact, back in 1982, 1991, and 2004, this is exactly the same that we experienced back then. Don't worry about it. These are the things that you did back then to fix it and the business decisions you made. AI can do that very quickly. So AI is, it's a wet sponge. It absorbs everything, right? And so what we typically do with these projects is we ingest all this data. So now back to RJ's point about the data. Garbage in, garbage out. We've all heard that cliche, right? So we want to make sure that, and that's one of the things that AI allows us to do is called tagging. And so we can go into AI and let's say, for example, I have a white paper and it says, this white paper says, X is crap. Clarity X fixes said crap. And AI ingests that. Well, AI can mess up some of that data and you could say, well, what are all the things that are crap? Well, this Clarity X is crap because there's a white paper that talks about that and it misunderstood potentially that we were talking about, well, this is crap that businesses have to deal with. And here's how Clarity fixes that. I don't want you to use the statement that when they talk about this crap, that's sentiment that says Clarity is crap, right? Things can get mixed up and jumbled like that, especially when you have millions of pieces of data. So we have this thing called tagging. So for example, if I wanted to go in and I wanted to ask AI, can you tell me, are there any employees right now that are at risk of potentially leaving? Or are there any customers that are potentially leaving us? And we call that sentiment analysis, right? Well, you don't want AI to go through all 3 million pieces of data looking for information that might say if RJ as a client is unhappy, right? So you only wanted to go through all of the help desk tickets that RJ's opened up and maybe RJ's social feed to see if he's saying anything bad about us, and use those pieces of data for the sentiment analysis to see if RJ's happy or not. So when we set up OpenRails and we set up our AI LLM and we're pointing to all the data sources that we're going to ingest this data, we can actually go in and tell it to automatically tag all of these pieces of data with certain things. All of this information from the CRM, we want this to come in for customer information, data sources. We want it to come in for sales information, for sales trends, for those kinds of things. Everything that comes in from the help desk, we want that to be classified as feedback and sentiment. Everything that comes in from our white papers, we want that to come in as product information, whatever it is, right? We tag all of this information in the database. So then when we go back and we ask AI that question I said a second ago, hey, have we ever had a Q1 like this one right now? Is it the tariffs that's causing this? It knows what data to go back and compare all the previous Q1s of all the previous 35 years we've been in business. It's looking at the sales data. It's looking at the sales numbers and revenue numbers and sales charts and trend charts. It's not looking at help desk. It's not looking at CRM data. It's not looking at things that have nothing to do with that, right? Because when we ask it certain questions, it knows the type of data that it needs to find to use that, right? We can even tell AI, go look at all the sales tagged data, and in that data, tell us, is there a trend? Is our Q1 up or down trending compared to all the other Q1s in our annual cyclical cycle, right? And it does an analysis and says, well, even though we're in the middle of tariffs and business feels down, you're actually on the average 1.5% higher than you normally are in all previous Q1s. Wow, that's great. Good to know. Now we know we don't need to drastically lay off a bunch of people just because we heard tariffs and think things are bad. Right? So AI is really good about that. So the next one is the data. And that's kind of the final one we'll finish out with today, is we have to start looking at the data, figuring out what data is going to be used. So this is, again, part of the stakeholders. Each of those stakeholders, as they start talking about the problems, it's like, well, what data do I have within my arsenal, within my area, within my environment that can help provide information to help analyze and fix and address these issues? Might be customer data, might be interviews, it might be meeting recordings from Teams and the transcripts from our Teams meetings, right? It could be chat logs from our chat bot that we have people come into the website. It might be search logs from our corporate website to see what people are searching for and what they're not finding. I mean, there's so many different places that data can be gathered. So the big one here is to start analyzing up front as you start thinking about the different ways AI can be used in your organization. Once you engage a partner and we come in, then you can sit down and start thinking about all of these different data sources where there might be helpful information. And these could be external data sources. These could be outside surveys. These could be outside social media feeds. These could be Facebook. These could be YouTube channels. There's all kinds of external data sources as well, not just the internal data sources. So RJ, you want to tie us off today?
Yeah, so I think that's such an important point, right? I mean, though AI can be a really powerful tool and definitely improve a business's efficiency and insight and all that sort of stuff, it's almost makes me think of the measure twice and cut once approach. But in AI, its data is the measure twice, making sure you're looking at the right data. There may need to be some manipulation of that data to sort of clean it or format it in a way that makes it easier for AI to ingest and sort of then pull out the insights or the aggregation of that. And so that's some of the work, the foundational work that's going to enable the application or project or proof of concept, whatever it is, to be successful. And it doesn't mean you have to boil the ocean. You don't have to do all these things at once, but it goes back to identifying the project and identifying the data sources that are going to be utilized for that project. And then in that subset, making sure that you have what you need, that it's in the right format, that you're tagging it appropriately and all those sort of things. Because then once it comes in, Now you don't have garbage. You're going to have a solid input to get a really insightful output. And I think that's the key that a lot of people miss, I think, is they just feel like, oh, it's automatically going to figure out these things. It will do
Right.
some of that, but you have to put it in a position to be successful to do that, specific to the outcome that you're trying to accomplish. And that's where having an experienced partner can come in and help navigate it. Because if you don't set it up properly, you're going to get exactly what you just said, Ron, which is garbage in, garbage out. And you're going to say, oh, this AI thing doesn't work. No, it's not that. It's that this project wasn't set up for success through someone that has done it before and understands how to do so. And that's such a critical piece to do that. So that's why the team at Clarity, the team at Friends of Commerce, we're here to be a resource. We're here to be a guide to do this and to help, because this is really a very fast moving space, and trying to figure it out on your own is going to be a hill that's probably too steep to climb. So we're here, we're ready, we're looking forward to engaging and sharing the experience that we have, because we believe this can be a game changer for those companies that actually do, are progressive thinking, want to take advantage of this and see it as a tool that can really increase their company's performance, and also increase their team's sort of enjoyment of their job and improving their skill sets. We'll talk a lot about that stuff when we get into the next one. So I don't want to do too much of a spoiler here, but that's going to be a really good session we have coming up here, where we're talking about sort of figuring out the who and the what, now that we know the why and the when. And by the way, the when is now. So
That's right. The when is now. Yeah, I think we talked about it pretty in depth in the last one, that even if you're experiencing your normal company growth, if companies, as the Boston Group said, that are adopting AI are experiencing 1.5 times growth, if you're only experiencing 10% growth, that gap, they're leaving you behind. You're actually falling behind, even if you're still growing. So the faster you adopt AI, the faster you can embrace AI, the faster you can start achieving those goals. So thanks for joining us today. Look forward to the next one. Again, 3-part series. This one is the when and why. The next one is the who and what. And then the third one is defining success in your next step. So see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.